Welcome to Granny Shifting. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
And this is minute 18 of Fast 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, it's Jesse from the original Fast and the Furious, and you're listening to Granny Shifting, the Fast and Furious podcast.
How was your weekend, Jason?
Oh, it was pretty good.
Good. Watch any Halloween movies this weekend?
Oh, no. What did we... Oh, we started a movie with the kids last night. Karate Kid. Yep.
Oh, the original one?
No. The new one with Lil Bow Wow and Jackie Chan.
It's, what is his name? It's Will Smith's son.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is he not Lil Bow Wow?
Jaden
Smith.
Jaden Smith? Yeah, that
Something
sounds right.
Smith.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, that sounds right.
But it's good. I never saw the original. Did you?
Yeah.
Is it better?
It's older.
Oh.
You know, so I feel like at this point, better would just be like, it's nostalgic.
Well, but
so.
I feel like a lot of remakes aren't good. Like, there's a new Space Jam out now.
Oh, yeah. We
And
didn't
I
watch
was
that
like,
one.
I'm probably not going to watch it.
Yeah.
The old one I would watch with my kids.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun. But I'm more of a Michael Jordan guy than a LeBron James, you know.
Dude, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we were having a family night because it was our first night with no football in months.
Oh.
Because football season is over. So we don't have to take a kid to practice or a football game 6 days a week anymore.
That is wild to me. 6 days a week.
Yeah. So now, like, what are we going to do with all our free time? Except, literally, Gage has been asking to go ride dirt bike.
Okay.
I'm like, well, once football's over, because we can go in the evening. But we literally, football ended, and we changed the clock. So now it gets dark an hour after it gets off the bus. So until we load up and go somewhere, wouldn't even be worth it.
Yeah.
But
They don't let you keep your dirt bikes there.
no. But even still, I mean, I could have them loaded up and ready to go. Till you get up there, you know, it's not worth driving up to ride for half an hour or 45 minutes.
So it's like a yearly or monthly fee? A membership?
Yeah, so it's Candytown Motorcycle Club is what Ryan's asking about. It's a yearly membership for your family.
Do people go up over the winter?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, you're allowed to go 24/7, whenever you want.
In the dark?
Yeah, if you want.
Oh.
I mean, you can camp out up there. You can... I mean, the only rules are you got to ride dirt bikes.
Okay.
They don't want snowmobiles and four-wheelers, and yeah, it's a motorcycle club.
Oh, there's no four-wheelers either.
Yeah, kids are allowed if they're under 110 cc.
Okay.
Actually, technically, you're allowed to ride four-wheelers in the woods, but the trails are so tight, you wouldn't be able to. Like, they're hard on a dirt bike, but they're narrow and there's rocks and very uneven. It'd be very difficult on a four-wheeler.
I looked at it from like an aerial map,
Mm-hmm.
and that like track is pretty small compared to. It looks like they own like a lot of the woods there.
So yeah, there's a bunch of trails and stuff.
Yeah, check it out.
Fun.
Sign up at Candytown Motorcycle Club. Use code GrannyShiftPod.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
10%.
It's actually really hard to get in. I just got lucky.
Typical Garber way.
Oh yeah.
No, not really. All right, so we're getting into
thrive on luck.
My dad said it's better to be lucky than good. So
yeah, and better to be rich than famous. And congratulations on your new president, by the way, Ryan.
Oh, thank you, and yours as well. Whoever
much
it may
appreciated. And hopefully
RFK.
you all. Oh, that's one side or the other.
Never know.
Yeah.
Let's get into political discussion.
Yeah, who'd you vote for? So on the night of recording, we are sitting here, and election results should be rolling out in about 45 minutes.
Yeah, should be exciting. By the end of this recording time, which will be 3 weeks from now, when you're hearing it.
No, are we? No, 1 week.
No, I mean like by the end of our recording, we'll
we're
have
gonna
a good
knock
idea on
4
results.
episodes out.
Right.
Yeah. I got you.
So you'll hear our thoughts on the results.
Well, by then,
5
hopefully
weeks.
the riots will be over.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll be allowed to go. Gage had a field trip planned to the Capitol
Yeah.
For next week, and they're like, they canceled it because they said it might be too busy. And I'm like, I don't think that's why.
Huh.
I think they're being cautious about anything happening.
Man, I can't believe that. Would you riot if the president you voted for did not win?
No. What would it take for you to riot about something?
If they were taking our children.
Yeah, I'm not sure rioting would even be effective for that. But you might push back on the government.
Right, yeah.
Somehow.
That might be the...
Load your guns!
Yeah. That might be the first time.
Ryan, can I borrow a gun?
Nope, we're using all of them. Both of them? Well, you have that airsoft gun.
It's not an airsoft gun. It's an air hard gun. It's a .22 air rifle.
No, I'm talking about the one you took to school.
Oh, I don't have that one anymore. Yeah, they confiscated. In fact, they took that, and I did not get it back.
They probably gave it to the game commission.
Yeah, turned it over.
What was it, like a 4-inch long?
Yeah, it was a miniature airsoft gun I bought at a flea market, and my friend left it in my center console, and it got spotted in the parking lot, and I shouldn't be talking about this. I was supposed to get expelled for... not expelled. I was supposed to get out-of-school suspension for 10 days, but there was only a week left in school, my senior year, so I wouldn't have been able to walk at my graduation, and I knew the superintendent or whatever. It wasn't the principal. It's the other guy that's, like, in charge, but he's more behavior stuff than, like, managing teachers. He manages students. I don't know. Maybe it's the superintendent. I knew him. He was a friend. Like, he taught my sister in 2nd grade. He just knew our family. And he knew it was a fake gun, but it was like a technicality.
Right.
If you bring a look-alike weapon, he's like, just don't talk about this on a very public podcast 15 years from
I don't
now.
think they're going to out-of-school suspend you now, so I think you're probably okay. That guy probably doesn't even work there anymore.
He is the principal of my daughter's school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Crazy.
So she can get away with whatever she wants.
Oh, yeah. He still knows me, too. He'll like, hey, Mr. Garber.
Oh, nice.
So, cool guy.
All right. So, Brian and Dom land in the water.
Oh, yes.
From a very high place.
Jumped off the cliff.
All right.
And the scene, we get a couple seconds of just the water. No people in sight. In fact, for a car... and 2 people hitting it from a 100-foot drop, you'd think there'd be some more ripples.
Yeah.
Not that it's perfectly glassy smooth, but there's no waves at all.
Yeah. It's like they filmed it at a separate time.
Yeah. Well, then Brian pops out of the water.
Right, so Brian pops out of the water, and then we see this turtle shell coming out over here.
Smooth. Dom pops out of the water.
Yeah.
Really pops out. And then Brian...
pops out again.
Double popped out.
Yeah. His first pop wasn't high enough.
They pop really high out. Like they were... Like they could be standing in 4 feet of water and like jumping. Like they pop... They like, because they're swimming to the surface to breathe. When they come out of the water, they come out to their like belly button.
Yeah.
Like really high out. But they must have really been swimming quickly to the surface.
But now they're just treading water.
All right. So Dom says... Bad call, Brian. Bad call.
Oh, he said, you just had to make a call. That's what he says to Brian.
Really?
Because...
Oh, I was reading the subtitle. Is that what he said before he says it?
Yeah.
Okay, you had to make a call. Bad call, Brian.
I think it's referring back to...
What call did Brian make?
I'm trying to remember. When Dom first sees Brian, he doesn't want Brian to be there. Brian and Mia. Because they're supposed to be, like... hiding out.
The call to hijack the cars.
Yeah,
I think this is like big picture bad call.
I think the call was for them to get involved in this heist at all.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, Dom, you're the one that just drove the car off a cliff.
Yeah.
You could have hit your brakes.
Not that call.
Well, and it gets worse.
And yeah, so they're just kind of hanging out in the water there. But apparently, this is accessible.
Yeah, you hear a sound. And they turn and look, and they're 100 feet offshore?
Yeah.
And on the side there, we get a nice off-road. I mean, that could be like an old 4Runner or something. And then we see a bunch of Hispanic-looking fellows with
fully
assault
automatic
rifles.
Yeah.
I mean, in this shot, we see 5, and they all have their guns out and are pointing straight at Brian and Dom.
Like, they need to point them at him.
Right. Like, what are they going to do? Well, they could technically have a gun and fire back.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that might be a Bronco. It's got like a roll cage in it, door bars, and everything.
And so Brian and Dom look pretty worried. Like, who are these guys?
We better swim to shore.
Yeah.
So, scene change, and we're in a dark basement or garage looking thing.
Yeah. It's like a shed maybe. I don't know.
This does not look comfortable.
No. So they're literally hanging by their wrists from chains.
Yeah, Brian and Dom are tied at their wrists.
Brian can almost touch. Dom could touch if he went on his tippy toes, I think.
Yeah, but literally tied at the wrists, arms straight above him, hanging from the ceiling. That, I feel like, won't you die like that? Because it doesn't that suffocate you when your arms are tied up above you like that?
That's like how they used to, like when they would put people when they used to crucify people.
Right. Like they said Jesus died, or whoever was crucified, they die of suffocation, not from like having nails in your wrist.
Right, because
he's slow death.
Because Jesus is the only one that they nailed to the cross.
Really?
Usually they rope people to the cross.
Oh.
And there's supposed to be like a platform that you can like push up on
to make it slower.
So you can like if you can push up, you can breathe. But if you're just hanging, you can't breathe.
Right. So then you last longer, but it's more painful.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's a really slow death.
But that's also with your arms out. I don't know.
Right.
I wonder how long you could hang, because you don't have to use your muscles to hold yourself up. You're hanging.
Yeah.
But boy, that would be uncomfortable.
Yeah, that would be awful. I can just like feel it in my shoulders just looking at it.
So it's not good. We get a man in a suit walking up to him. Do we know who this is?
We don't know who this is, but this is the guy from the train.
Yeah.
The guy in the background.
The guy next to him is who we were calling the boss man on the train.
Right.
But this guy's clearly the man in charge because he's got a suit on.
Yeah. He was on his way to a wedding or something.
Now, how did they get... Think about this order of events here.
How did this guy get off the train? He was still on the train, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was still on the train. The train never stopped. And they just got off, jumped into the river, and those guys were there.
I guess this could be like next day. Like they threw them in this room.
They were at the river right after they got in the water.
But not these two guys.
No.
And they've got like 2 bodyguards in the back wearing suits as well.
Oh, this must be a
So they could have thrown them. Yeah, they could have thrown them in this shed or garage or basement, and this could be like the next day or hours later.
Oh man, they've been hanging for hours.
Maybe they just hung up. Like the boss is coming.
Yeah. Hang him up.
Quick. Hang him up.
True.
All right. So this guy says, you stirred up quite a bit of trouble today. I thought this was kind of funny. Because Dom's trying to look all like angry and serious, and these chains are hanging right in front of his face. It just feels just like like trying to like see around it, but he's like trying to ignore it. But it's like right in his face. Sort of
awkward.
Yeah. Like put it behind your face or something.
Brian doesn't have the chains.
So they killed, he's blaming them for the deaths of 3 of their guys.
Yeah.
And 3 DEA agents. But we know that Boss Man killed the
He's
DEA
the one who
agents.
shot them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's not being truthful.
Mm-hmm. Of course, this is a business, and sometimes things go astray.
So he thinks that they know what they got involved in. But we know, looking back, that there's something special about that Ford GT.
Yeah, because they wanted it, and he said, I'm driving it. And they're like, it's fine, we'll get it later. Because Mia's like, I'm taking it.
Right.
And I'm like, there must be drugs in the trunk or something.
And as soon as the guy said the GT40's mine, I think Dom was like, there's something fishy going on here. And that's why Mia got in it.
Yeah, where did it actually go astray? Where did their like fallout happen?
Well, I think they were going to let these jokers take the other 2 cars.
Yeah.
And they were going to take the GT40. There's something special about the GT40.
But at some point, Dom and Brian turned on them. What triggered that?
She went off the ramp of the car and turned around. She should have just followed Vince.
Right. And then they would have thought everything was fine.
Right, because who knows where Vince is. She could have just followed him for like 3 minutes, been out of sight, and then just gone her own way.
Yeah. Now we got I mean, this is looking like big deal cartel stuff.
Yeah.
He says, all I care about is the car. Maybe he has a cigar in it. Tell me where it is, and I'll let you go.
And it doesn't look like they're about to talk. But Brian does say something.
Brian says, this roofing plastic says you're full of crap.
What is he talking about?
Actually, I think I see it now. Underneath them, where they're hanging, they have a sheet of plastic rolled out.
Oh, okay.
So that would make it look like this will be easier to clean up later. Like if he shoots them.
Oh, like
the blood.
He's not going to let them go no matter what.
Right. Why would he?
Right.
They already turned on him once.
They've seen him.
There's no benefit to him
letting them go.
Okay. Especially once he had. The
only
way they're alive is because they have information.
Right. I didn't understand that the first time he said it.
But I'm guessing they're going to be like, well, we don't know. Because they don't.
Right.
They haven't talked to Mia.
Right. Does Mia even know where she's going?
And this is 2010? You couldn't get your cell phone wet back then. They weren't waterproof.
And it's not like Mia's going to drive back to the favela where they were and park a GT40 along the road.
Why didn't Dom turn around like Mia did?
You mean Vince?
No, Dom. He drove off the cliff. I'm still bothered. He drove off the cliff. Mia turned right around. Yeah. Dom just floored it.
Yeah. I feel like Brian should have just jumped off and rolled. Probably would have been better.
Well, than this, for sure. But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, that's the end of minute 18. And next week, we'll know who the president is, but...
You already know.
And you guys will know, but we don't know
and maybe we'll be rich. And the sponsor of today's episode is... Who's the betting site for presidential races?
BetMGM.
BetMGM. No,
I don't know.
I feel like I'm seeing their ads everywhere for betting on the president.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
People bet on everything.
Yeah, it's crazy. The world we live in.
A guy at work won $800 the one day on a football game.
Nice.
Yeah. You know Luke.
Oh,
We were playing Apex, and he's like, oh, I might win $800. And 2 minutes later, he's like, yep. $800?
Sweet.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
How much has he lost?
I should bet some. And
yeah,
then next weekend, he's like, well, I guess I'm not winning $17,000 this week. Like, oh, must have pretty good
bet
odds.
on the wrong president.
Maybe. We all did.
Yes. Didn't we all? We all lose no matter what,
Yeah.
An election is only... Hang on a second. I got to think of it. You always lose to yourself in an election.
So true. Just like golf and bowling.
Yeah. Thank Thrifty Ginger for that quote.
Yes.
All right. Let's wrap this up.
All right. We'll see you next week on Granny Shifting. We appreciate you listening. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason.
And don't forget,
winning's winning.